What's up, guys? Fearless here. Wanted to talk to you today about the physical evolution of Vitor Belfort, a legend of MMA, and in my opinion, the most consistently improving fighter in MMA history, and the first complete MMA fighter who excelled both standing and on the ground. He made his MMA debut back in 1996 and fought at UFC 12 in 1997, and he is still in this game at the highest level. When he started at only the age of 19 as a BJJ black belt, he had hand speed that was never before seen in the UFC, and this was apparent even in his earlier fights, such as the fight against Vanderlei Silva, where he blitzed him and finished him by TKO in the first few seconds of the first round, with the incredible speed of his punching combinations. I'll put a link in the description box to that fight, just so you can have an idea of the hand speed that Vitor Belfort was able to bring to the game. Here you see a picture of him at 19 years old, and undoubtedly extremely athletically gifted. However, also most likely on some performance-enhancing drugs, as the very androgenic areas of his body, such as his traps and shoulders, are severely developed. Not to mention, he was found to have elevated testosterone levels on several occasions. Nonetheless, he always showed an extremely high level of explosiveness and athleticism in his game, and this was the case up until the Rich Franklin fight back in 2009, where his physique had drastically changed and there was a clear loss of muscle mass, although he still went on to win that fight via TKO. However, it was a different story against Anderson Silva, which was his following fight, as the caliber of fighter there was far different, and the rest is highlight history. In that fight, he no longer had the extreme explosive and agile aspect of his game, which came hand in hand with his physique. However, merely 6 months after that fight, back in 2011 against Anderson Silva, we enter Vitor Belfort version 2.0 versus Yoshihiro Akiyama. Here we see a physique reminiscent of his youthful days, as well as an elite level of skill unlike any other in the middleweight division to this day. This version of Vitor Belfort I call the uncrowned middleweight champion. In this fight, he defeated Yoshihiro by a KO in the first round, and proceeded to defeat the number 2 contender in light heavyweight today, Anthony Johnson, via rear naked choke, also in the first round, merely a few months after that fight. At this stage, Vitor Belfort, I believe, was aware of the destructive capabilities he had with such a physique and the level of skill that he had acquired over the years of experience. And at the age of 35, which is reaching the end in a fighter's career, he believed himself capable of defeating even the light heavyweight champion Jon Jones, against whom he actually secured a full armbar from the guard, and although damage was done to the elbow of Jon Jones, the light heavyweight champion managed to escape this armbar and follow with his signature ground and pound elbows, and finished Vitor Belfort with an Americana armlock in the 4th round. Vitor Belfort then returned to the middleweight division with his newly acquired physique and years of experience behind him to defeat some top guys, such as Michael Bisping, left head kick that permanently disfigured Michael Bisping's eye, Dan Henderson, also using that left head kick, and finally Luke Rockhold, the now middleweight champion. And in this fight, he unleashed yet another new weapon in his arsenal, showing that he was still adding to his game and consistently improving. That, of course, was the infamous spinning wheel kick KO that got him the victory there against Luke Rockhold, who himself is a high-level guy when it comes to the stand-up and probably one of the best in the middleweight division. Then came the new drug testing policy under the United States Anti-Doping Agency, which prevented athletes such as Vitor Belfort from using testosterone replacement therapy, and this was the result. As you can see from the picture here, a clear reduction in muscle mass and shrinkage of very androgenic areas of the body, such as the shoulders, traps, and even the arms. Following this, he went on to fight the middleweight champion at the time, Chris Weidman, and lost via TKO. However, he did move on to defeat Dan Henderson in their 3rd encounter, using once again that left head kick, showing that the skill is still there regardless. But at the age of 39, it is difficult to say if Vitor Belfort will make a successful comeback and finally claim that UFC middleweight title. Either way, the Vitor Belfort version 2.0 will always remain the uncrowned middleweight champion in my opinion, and one of the best MMA fighters of all time. That's it guys, tell me what you think about Vitor Belfort version 2.0 down in the comment section below. Was he one of the greatest fighters of all time in your opinion? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more MMA related content.